The San Francisco Giants suffer a heartbreaking loss, 12-11 in Game 2 of the series versus the Cubs. And before I get into this game, guys, I am back from my vacation from Carlsbad, California. I had a absolutely phenomenal time. Also went down to Anaheim and checked out Disneyland, so that was just amazing. And if you guys are interested in checking out some of the vlogs that I filmed, you can go in the description down below and you will find a link to those videos. So I hope you enjoy them. And with that being said, let's get into this game. And so like we said, guys, this was a devastating loss, and it was one of the most hard-fought competitive games that I've seen the Giants play. Of course, this year they have played in a lot of competitive one-run ball games, and it's just unfortunate that we came out on the losing side. And in a game like this, you know, when you play so hard and you lose by a run, and it's a game, you know, you're playing the team that you're trailing in the wild card, it really just makes it that much more heartbreaking. And I was following the game on my phone at my hotel, and I was just going insane in that inning when we took the lead with Stephen Vogt hitting the big 2-run home run, Pilar tying the game, and then Slater with the double to tack on 2 runs and give us a lead. And then my family and I, we went out down to downtown Disney. And while we were out there, of course, I saw that the Cubs retook the lead and then followed the game in the 9th. And, you know, we weren't able to push across that last run to tie. But, you know, there's a lot of positives to take out of this game. Before we get to that, though, Dereck Rodriguez got the start for your Giants in this one. And the struggles, unfortunately, continue for Rodriguez. After having an amazing rookie campaign in 2018 last year, I mean, Rodriguez looked like a Cy Young candidate. He was pitching with an ERA sub-3, so below in the 2s, you know, just phenomenal. And you really anticipated that he was going to build on to that success into this year. And being that his dad was a Hall of Fame catcher and understands pitchers a lot, you know, having to manage a lot of different pitching staffs, you know, you figured the maturity of a Dereck Rodriguez, you know, would help him in his success at the big league level. And I think it certainly has. Of course, this year, you know, for whatever reason, Rodriguez has struggled. So he went 4 innings in this one, allowing 6 hits, 6 earned runs, gave up 3 walks, struck out 2 batters, and gave up 2 home runs. So, you know, it was a rough outing for Rodriguez. He's got a 5.26 ERA on the season. And the Giants were opposing Yu Darvish in this one, guys, and we were absolutely able to get to Darvish in this one. So Darvish lasted into the 6th inning, pitching 5 1/3 innings, allowing 7 hits, 7 runs. 6 of those were earned, and he did not walk anybody. Struck out 8 and gave up an astounding 4 home runs to Giants hitters. So, you know, the offense, that is a huge positive to take out of this game for the Giants. They banged out 13 hits in this one, of course, knocking in 11 runs. So, you know, it was an absolute phenomenal day for the offense. Just the pitching really struggled in this one. And, of course, the weather did play a factor in this game. You know, the wind was going out, so, you know, the ball was carrying even more than it normally does. And so now let's get into some of those statistics, guys, of the game and the offensive side of things for your San Francisco Giants. So Mike Yastrzemski coming up with a big game in this one, knocking 3 hits and 5 at-bats. He scored 1 run, knocking in 2 runs, and adding a home run on the day. He is hitting .282 on the year, so Yastrzemski continues that amazing rookie season. I just love watching his at-bats. You know, you're just always confident with him up there, and now you're starting to see that average climb. Yastrzemski has gone from hitting like .230 all the way up now .282, like we said. So that's a 52-point jump on the batting average, so really phenomenal there. Evan Longoria, guys, Mongolian beef as we call him, he went 2 for 4 in this one, scoring 2 runs, knocking a home run, and knocking in 2 runs. He also added a walk in this one, guys. Longoria hitting .257 on the year, so having a great season, and of course, really good to see Longoria healthy. And another, you can also say that with the next guy, Alex Dickerson, guys, a multi-hit game, going 2 for 5, scoring 2 runs in this one. Dickerson now hitting .328 since being acquired by the Giants, so, you know, or .328 on the year, so having a great year for Dickerson. And Stephen Vogt, guys, I believe in Stephen Vogt, I believe in Stephen Vogt. Castellanos, he came up clutch in this one. Like I said earlier, that big 2-run home run that absolutely sent me into a frenzy. And I mean, we're talking, I probably caused a noise complaint, hopefully not, but in the hotel because I was so loud. And we were in Orange County, so, you probably had a lot of Dodger fans down there, but, maybe in their minds, they probably couldn't hear the noise because of, Dodgers have been playing good. So give credit to them, where credit is due. It just makes our challenge more competitive. You love to beat the Dodgers, especially when they're a good team. So, yeah. But Kevin Pillar, he added a home run in this one, guys, going 1 for 5. He scored a run, and of course, so really awesome season. Pillar continues. He is now team leading 19 home runs on the year. Really great for Pillar. And Brandon Crawford, guys, he had a multi-hit game going 2 for 3. And hopefully for Crawford, it's a sign of things to come, as, it's really been a struggle for him this year. And the RBIs have been there, I think, with 48, 50 RBIs on the year. But the average has really declined. So, you hope that this is a sign of things to turn around for Crawford. So scores 2 runs in this one, also draws a walk, so gets on base 3 times in the game. He is hitting .227 on the year. And then Austin Slater, guys, came up clutch with a huge pinch hit at bat in a 7-7 ball game to knock in 2 runs, a double down the right field line, opposite field hitting, guys. And so Slater hitting .302 now on the year. And there was recent talk of Farhan Zaidi saying that Slater is going to be playing multiple positions. And I met this guy at FanFest, and I mean, he's a really great dude. I asked him for college baseball advice, and he told me to work on your long toss. So I found that very interesting. And if you look at Slater, he can throw up to 94 miles an hour from the outfield. So he's got a really good outfield assist arm. And so, you can possibly see him get some playing time at third base, second. Well, obviously, haven't shared the news yet, guys, but it hasn't been fully announced yet. But unfortunately, Kung Fu Panda, Pablo Sandoval, he is going to be out for the rest of the season due to some bone chips in his right elbow. And, it's a really unfortunate story because last year in July, Pablo wound up being out for the season. And I definitely think that affected the Giants in some ways because, the energy that he brings, over the course of 162 games, sometimes you just need that little extra to get you, over the top and, to play at your best. So the injury to Pablo being out this year, the Giants are going to really have to dig deep on this team. They're going to have to overcome a lot of adversity to make the playoffs. But anything is possible, guys. And if we have the faith, we got the faith and the magic and the vibes and all that, everything is going to work out in our favor. We just got to keep the faith, guys. So, I believe that this is going to open up some playing time for Austin Slater at third base and some other guys to rotate around. Donovan Solano maybe might get some action there. We'll see. It's going to be really interesting to see, but just, really sad news with Pablo. And also, we don't know whether or not he'll be coming back next year, as his last year of his contract is going to be up, and the Red Sox are going to be paying the $5 million to basically buy out Sandoval's contract, and then Sandoval will be a free agent. And from there, we're not sure what Farhan Zaidi is going to end up doing, whether he'll retain his services or not. But we'll continue to monitor that as we get to that point in the off season. And so now, guys, let's get into the scoring of this wild game, man. So the Giants got on the board in the first inning thanks to an Evan Longoria 2-run blast. It was his 16th of the year, giving the Giants a 2-0 lead at that point. Now, as we go to the bottom of the first inning, Nicholas Castellanos knocks a 2-run home run. It was his 19th of the season to tie the game up at 2. And then in the bottom of the second inning, Yu Darvish is able to knock in a single through the hole, a RBI single to make it 3-2 Cubs. And then Nicholas Castellanos comes up with an RBI single, and that would make it 4-2 Cubs. Now, as we go to the bottom of the third inning, again, Rodriguez. As we go to the bottom of the third inning, Kyle Schwarber would knock a 2-run home run. It was his 29th of the season, and that would extend the Cubs' lead out to 6-2. And now, as we go to the top of the fifth inning, the Giants would come back in this one. Mike Yastrzemski knocking a 2-run home run, his 17th of the season. That would cut the Cubs' deficit to 6-4. And then in the bottom of the fifth inning, the Cubs would answer back on a Victor Garantini RBI single. That would extend the Cubs' lead back to 7-4. And so now, as we go to the sixth inning, the Giants would monster a mental comeback. Stephen Vogt, guys, I believe in Stephen Vogt. I believe in Stephen Vogt. He knocks a 2-run home run deep into right field. That was his 7th blast of the season. A 2-run home run, making it 7-6 Cubs. And then up comes Kevin Pillar, guys, Superman, knocking his team-leading 19th home run of the year. That would knot the game up at 7. And like we said earlier, guys, Austin Slater, we ordered up some Slater, guys. A 2-run double opposite field down that right field line at Wrigley Field. And that would give the Giants a 9-7 lead. And now you're feeling really good. But it's just been a crazy game at this point, so anything is possible. Now, we go to the bottom of the sixth inning, and the Cubs answer back. Anthony Rizzo knocks a ground rule RBI double, which ends up getting lost in the ivy. And, it was funny because Dickerson put his hands up saying, look, the ball's dead. And then Pillar, he came over, he almost went and picked up the ball, and then thought to himself, probably better not do that. And so good decision on Pillar's part, because who knows if the umpires would have been like, that wasn't a dead ball, it's a live ball, and then, that could have been a whole nother situation there. So the ground rule double by Anthony Rizzo makes it 9-8 at that point. And then Javier Baez comes up with an RBI single to tie the game at 9. And then Kyle Schwarber hitting into a situational at bat, a ground ball in the infield, and that would bring in Anthony Rizzo. And so the Cubs would take the lead right back with 3 in the 6th, making it 10-9. And now, as we go to the 7th inning, guys, Stephen Vogt again coming up clutch. We believe in you, Stephen Vogt. An RBI single that ties the game up at 10. And then Brandon Belt later in the inning would knock a sacrifice fly, making it 11-10 Giants. But as we go to the 8th inning, Reyes Maranta pitching for the Giants out of the bullpen. Reyes having a great year. He has really been a guy that you can trust in a lot of high leverage situations. And unfortunately, I believe he is just getting tired at this point. He's been struggling of late. So he gives up the game-changing 2-run home run to Chris Bryant, and that would give the Cubs back the lead at 12-11. And now, as we go to the 9th inning, unfortunately, the Giants were unable to mount a comeback in the 9th inning, and so, dropping the game. And like I said earlier, this was a tough one, but, we're going to have to bounce back from it and, take the positives that we can. So now, guys, let's get into the bullpen pitching statistics of this game for your San Francisco Giants. So following those 4 innings from Dereck Rodriguez, Sam Coonrod, the hard-throwing rookie right-hander throwing 99 to 100 miles an hour, he comes in and throws 1 inning, allowing 1 hit, 1 earned run. Did walk a batter, but an impressive 2.65 ERA on the young season for Coonrod. Trevor Gott, a pitcher, I love what we've seen out of him, guys. He went a third of an inning, really struggling in this one, though. 4 hits, 3 earned runs allowed. Did strike out a batter, and Gott's ERA has ballooned up from the 2s to 4.24 now. And, of course, that's kind of been over a couple bad outings. And so, it's going to be up to Gott to bounce back, as I'm, confident he will. Tony Watson, another guy who has struggled. He pitched good in this one, guys. 2/3 of an inning, he pitched. No hits, no walks allowed, no runs. And so Watson with a 4.56 ERA on the season. Another impressive righty, Gustave, guys. We picked him up from the Astros. Don't know why the Astros, what they saw in Gustave, but he goes an inning, does not give up a hit, does not allow a run, does not walk anybody, and strikes out 2. Gustave, an impressive 1.32 ERA on the season. And then, of course, Reyes Maranta, guys, pitches that 8th inning, goes 1 inning, allowing 3 hits, 2 earned runs on the Chris Bryant home run. Walks a batter, the 1 home run allowed. Moranta still impressive 2.80 ERA on the season. And so, guys, as we look ahead to the future, to the San Francisco Giants' next game in the series, the finale of the 3-game series at Wrigley Field will take place on Thursday, and the Giants are going to be sending the Shark Jeff Samardzija to the mound, the possible NL Comeback Player of the Year. What a year Samardzija is having, and he is going to be opposing the young 29 right-hander Kyle Hendricks of the Chicago Cubs. And so, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you made it all the way through to the end of the video, then be sure to smash up that like button and smash up that subscribe button if you haven't already. Very much appreciate all of you guys that watch my videos. And also, guys, comment down below. I would love to hear your opinion and your perspective. What are your thoughts, guys, on the game and really everything San Francisco Giants? Obviously, you know, you've seen the competitive spirit in this ball club. I still have the faith we can make a comeback. Would like to know your guys' thoughts. How did you handle the loss? Hopefully, you guys were able to channel your emotions, as, you know, I know it can be hard at times. I used to struggle a lot with that when I was younger. Definitely gotten a lot better. You know, sometimes everything's not going to go your way. As a fan, player, you know, life, it's always about how you respond to things. So that's going to be key. And so excited to see the Giants bounce back, guys. So take the positives that we can. And until next time, I will see you again. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.